Hi guys, so today we are going to be painting our value scale drawings or color pencil if you have it. So just a reminder of my cowboy, all you're doing is a solid color, however you are going to get lighter as you go further back. So with paint you might have to mix some colors, and with colored pencil you can change your pressure or you can also mix. So like for here I have some red within my orange and some yellow to make medium tones and a darker tone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about colored pencil. So say I was going to do this one. Yes, I got a little bit of paint on it. I'm sorry. But say I was going to do this one with colored pencil. When I'm coloring, my first shade I want to have, if you have a dark green and light green colored pencil, you can use that. You want to do hard pressure in your first section, and you want to make sure that you're doing circular motions. If you do circular motions, you kind of lose the scribble scrabble, and it looks a little bit neater, kind of like a smooth, solid color that you will get with paint. So I'm going to do this. So this football player is closer to me in my picture, so he's going to be my darkest value. My darkest value. And this one is going to be hard pressure. Now if I want to make this even darker, I can go in with a dark blue pencil and just kind of mix. So I get a little bit of a darker shade. Okay, so the next section, I am going to actually stay with my darker green, but I'm just going to do less pressure. Less pressure. I'm doing circular motions to try to avoid my lines. I know it looks like I'm going back and forth. I guess this is more of like an oval shape. That way I can get some smooth coloring. And again, I'm doing less pressure. I might even make a little darker. Something kind of like that. I might go in a little bit darker because I really want to make sure that I can see the difference between my layers. I don't want any of my layers to look the same. So that would be my middle shade. And then after that, I might go in with my light green. And this one I would do dark again, and then light pressure up here with it. So you're going to continue with colored pencil. If you are doing paint, you can. That is absolutely fine. It's an adventure. You are going to have your painting, your picture. I would put something underneath just in case. And then all you need is one color and white and black. What you're going to do is when you're picking your darkest shade, you're going to start, I'm going to do green for my color. So my darkest shade, I'm going to do a little bit of green. So I'm going to scoop it into the corner. Or if you have a palette, you can use a palette. Then I'm going to clean my brush. Then I'm going to scoop a little black. Ooh. Black is a very strong paint, so it really darkens it quickly. So not too much. So here's my dark green, so I'm going to go ahead and paint my first section. The nice thing about paint is you can actually do 2 layers, so let it dry and then paint on top, and it will make it an even darker value if you'd like. So I'm going to go in with my darkest value, and I'm just painting this fence. Taking my time, but I'm also rushing because I don't have a lot of time in class. But if you are at home, take your time. I think we might have an extra day for this project just because the paint takes a little bit longer and you kind of want to give it time to dry. So I'm going down and I'm painting. I'm going to move this up just so I can get this bottom corner. So remember, the darkest colors are going to be in the front, or darkest value. I'm only using one color, so for this whole picture, it's going to be green all the way back. So now, I am going to move to my next section. I'm actually going to make a little more of this dark green, so I'm going to take a scoop of green and put it in this pile, clean my brush, and then I'm going to get my scoop of black. And I'm going to mix those. Oh, I might have done too much black this time. So I'm going to clean. It takes some practice to mix the right colors. So I'm going to scoop a little more green for here, mix it, and then after that, I'm actually going to go in with some white. So that's a color I like. So I'm going to clean my brush again, and I'm just going to lighten this color just a little bit. So this is like a medium dark green. So it's darker than this one, but lighter than my darkest shade. All right, this looks like something I like. And then I am going to take this and I'm going to paint the barn, this medium color, which, all right, I ran into a problem. This is the same color, even with the white. So I'm going to actually darken my front section because I think this color is good for the barn, which is totally fine. If you paint something and it looks too similar to the previous section, that's okay. You can come back and add or lighten. So you can add paint to darken, or you can add white to lighten a section. So I'm painting my barn really quick. Sorry guys, I wish I had advanced editing skills to speed this up. Then my little, what's this, the mill for the wheat or flour or corn, whatever. I don't know what they do on farms. Alright, so see, I kind of lost my barn in that. So, or actually my fence. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of black. I'm going to mix it to this color. And then I'm going to go over this first section. There we go. So now it's a much darker shade. I might do this. And it really stands out from that one I just did. So like I said, if you just add a little black, or even going over it twice might really help it. I hope you like my singing during these tutorials. Make sure you have your table covered because we do not want to upset Mom and Dad. Alright, so I have my dark green in the front, a little lighter green. Now I'm going to start tackling these fields. So for this first field, I think I'm just going to do the green straight from the bottle. So I'm going to just dip in and go ahead and paint this field. And the nice thing is, this is a very vibrant green, so it stands out way more against the barn too. So as I'm moving further away from the front of my picture, I'm going further back, my colors get lighter. You can do this with watercolor, however, you cannot mix black and white into a watercolor. So you might have to mix, instead of using black, like if I was going to darken this green, I would mix a blue. Or if I wanted to lighten this green, I would mix yellow. You can also add more water to watercolor to lighten it, but this is tempera paint, so I can't add water to it. So there is my next layer. Now I'm going to go to the back, so I'm going to scoop some green and put it in the corner. I'm cleaning my brush. And then I'm going to scoop some white and mix it into that green. So I'm hoping this will be lighter than the one we just did. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is! Woohoo! I'm thinking I'll make a tutorial about highlighting maybe the details with a pen or marker after. I need a little bit more. My brush wasn't very clean. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Really make sure you clean your brush before so you don't ruin your white paint. That's the tricky part. So I'm going to come in. And voila. Now I have that field as even further away. And then what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to make my cow this light green color. Hopefully I can paint him. Because I want him to be at that same level as this field. So he's not further back. of need a little bit of a smaller brush. I get really focused in these sometimes, guys. So there's my cow. And then in the way back, I'm going to scoop a lot of white into here and hopefully get a really, really light green. And I'm going to make that maybe the alien ship. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. If I do the alien ship like that. So he's the lightest shade. And I'll even do the beam underneath. I wonder if aliens are real. So I might go over my cow one more time after this. But now I'm realizing this cloud would be closer. So this cloud needs to be that same color as the cow. So I'm going to try to mix that again by adding a little green. So that way I know the clouds are actually in front of my spaceship. Like so. And then my very last thing would be the very, very way back. To be honest, I'd be okay if you wanted to make it white. But I'm going to try to really go for it here and make like the lightest green I could possibly make. A pistachio green. And that's what I'm going to use to paint my background. Again, I am rushing to make this video quick so you don't have to watch a really long video, but 12 minutes is kind of long. Take your time at home. Do not worry about the due date. I will talk to you guys. I think I'm going to change it so it's not on Friday. We'll see how much we get done in class today. Okay, but I'm going to paint the rest off camera just to finish my background. But here's what it looks like. I did paint this guy. You just can barely see it. So darker in the front, lighter as it gets back. You can leave some details, like I had this as a window, but I might go around and fix it a little bit so it looks more circular. But this is what we're going to be doing today. I also did my city one that I'm still working on. Again, darker in the front, lighter as it goes back. If you guys have any questions, message me on Canvas. I am going to do this during class as well, hopefully. Do your best.